how this video started because I lost the month of January when I was trying, I don't know how. I recorded this because I've been recording every single month so I could put it into one video just like this, and I lost it. This year's off to a great start. So I had to redo January, and if I look the same as my good friend April, it's because I'm filming this in April. So yeah, let's begin with the year. So January, January was such a fresh start. Like, usually when I go into a year, I always kind of feel sad the past year's over. But going into this year, I actually didn't feel like sad at all. Like, I felt really excited and felt like I felt different, and like I felt like God was gonna do a lot of really cool things through me this year, and I just have a lot of plans and ideas and things that I wanted to do, and like I felt more mature. Like throughout January, I started feeling like mature, like I'm growing up, kind of. A lot of things increased too. Like I started, my prayer life and like reading my Bible got a lot better. I mean, it is the first month, and your New Year's resolutions are always like so bomb in January, and then February 1st hits and they just go down. But January was awesome with that kind of stuff. And the biggest thing that happened in January was winter retreat with my youth group, which was amazing. It was so cool, and the vibe was really cool. And the cool thing about it was everything that was like taught, or like pretty much the message of winter retreat, was exactly what like God had laid on my heart in December going into 2017, what I wanted to do, which is described in my 2017 artsy video that I made. And that's pretty much just the idea that the year's about others, and it's about being compassionate and being passionate and being encouraging and to everybody that you meet, and in every circumstance and in all you do, like doing it with everything that you are. So now going into February was a big month as well, and I'm gonna tell you about that in February. I didn't lose February. Everything else is good. So February, the word that comes to my mind is reconfirming, because there was a lot of doubt I felt this month, a lot of fears and worries that I had, that God had to reconfirm things to me about His peace, about His love, about His purpose for my life, my purpose, why I'm here, reconfirming the passions and gifts that He's given me, and a lot of that especially coming off of the winter retreat. Like, the enemy was really trying to take my eyes and my passion off of Jesus and put it on something else. I just felt very free in God's presence a lot this month. Bible verses would come to my head, and like how whatever I was feeling, like I would see a Bible verse like 3 times that day that completely reconfirmed the opposite of what I was thinking, and made me feel at peace and at rest. Now, March has something really exciting to share with you. Whoa. So, this month was jam-packed with so many wonderful things. Like, I really experienced God's goodness this month throughout everything that happened. The biggest thing that happened this month, I went to a freaking different country for the first time, and I went to El Salvador. Yes, I went to El Salvador for a missions trip with the young adults of my church, and whoa, was it incredible. And I want to go back, and I miss all of the people, all the kids, all of the adults, everything. The scenery was gorgeous. We stayed on the beach, which was awesome, and the church services and the orphanage that we visited and all the things we did. We jumped off of a waterfall. Like, we did some exciting stuff too. But I was so spiritually fed and so unified with everybody on the trip, and it was an experience I'll never forget, never. And it's made me want to learn Spanish, so hopefully I'll get into that. And I pray I get to go back as well, because it was just so incredible. I have to experience something like that again. Lost my glasses this month, very PO about that. So for a while I was really down in the dumps and hated going back to normal life and to school and seeing everybody, and I just wanted to be back in El Salvador with all of the people and in the warmth and just surrounded by God's love every day. I just wanted to go back. But what helped me get over that was the musical. I was in my high school musical. My third one was The Music Man, and I played a pick little lady, Mrs. Squires, and it was so much fun. And there was just a very special feeling with the cast, like no other show I've been in. It was so special. And honestly, I had some new things happen. We got a new youth pastor for our youth group, something we've been praying about, and so God's really doing things, and things are happening, and the ministry is changing, so youth group's gonna be different. And I got a new camera. I don't know if you can tell, probably. So yeah, that was March. A lot of new things happened, but so many good things. So let's see what April has for us. All right, we're at April. Do I look familiar? April flew by. This month flew by. It was an interesting month. It flew by, but there was a lot of significant things that happened, and it was just another month filled with growth. All right, so March, we got a new youth pastor. Pretty sure that was the month I said that in. And April, we really started to form a youth group. Now, like, the new youth pastors have really become a part of our youth group, and the youth group is growing, which is like a answer to prayer. Our youth group went to Pendle Convention. So like, retreat is like a mini camp, and convention is like a mini retreat. So it was like 3 services in the span of like a day and a half, and it was a really good bonding time. There's only like eight of us that went, but that was a really, really cool experience, and definitely made the rest of what April was focused on much more clearer. Jesus and the cross and what it really is and how real it is, the sacrifice Jesus made. April was a month of like discovery and renewal. And my belief and my love for the cross grew so much. I realized the pain and the suffering that Jesus went through, and I realized how caring and loving Jesus is, how much he wants to be a part of every single person's life, and how the cross it's still a symbol that we need to remember today. That was big. That was really big. I also went to an Outcry tour where I saw Hillsong, Young and Free, Elevation Worship, and Jesus Culture. And that was like a really, really, really mini convention. It was one night, but it was like in an arena type place, like at convention, and it was just worship all night, and it was really cool. On to May. May is cray. Hello, it's me again. I'm here to talk about the month of May. Okay, this month was insane. This month, a lot of things were revealed to me that just reinforced all the ideas and all the things that I wanted for this year in January. First of all, I made a really cool short film PSA called Make a Connection that I made for school, but that God really used in my life personally as much as he used in other people's lives. And he just connected it all, and the whole gist, you should watch it. I'll give a link or whatever. The gist of the short film was, this generation, we're so connected to our phones that we're not connected to other people. We don't look up enough to notice the hurting people around us. It was just cool because God kind of showed me, after I made it a real life situation. I I helped someone who was feeling lonely. Last year, May was a really crazy month with school, and this year was a lot more chill, and I could actually get ready for summer. I discovered a lot of like new music this month that really has helped me. Hillsong, and the biggest thing about Hillsong was that they came out with a new album called Wonder. I think that's the album, but my favorite song on the album is called Wonder. When I heard that for the first time, they released it. It was the first song they released. It was incredible because that song, which do you hear it? I'm gonna play it in the background. This song is exactly how I've been feeling about my life in general, the world, since January. So now we're heading to summer, and let's see the amazing things that happened in June. I am the month of June, and this month was fantastic. Officially a senior in high school, which is pretty crazy. So that means I got my senior pictures taken, and that also means I got my license. Also, a movie that I was in premiered this month. It was like a short film that a friend of mine made. She went to college for film, and part of her, experience there, she had to create a short film. So I got to star in it, and it was so cool. And so that premiered. I went to youth camp, which was absolutely amazing this year, and really, the one word I can really describe is it was just unity. There was unity throughout everybody at youth camp. God just showed me more of who He was, and I just learned to be humble in His presence. Right after youth camp, I left for wilderness camp, which was like a Sunday to Friday thing with my friend who went to youth camp with me, so that was a great time. And then, as soon as we got back from wilderness camp, we went straight to kids camp, but that's kind of more July, so I'll save that for this next month. Get ready for an awesome July. Here we go. Oh hey, July, picking it off where June had left off. Yes, after youth camp and then wilderness camp with my friend, that same friend and I went to kids camp along with a lot of my other really good friends from church, and we were counselors there. Kids camp, even though it's like, it's meant for kids, I grew a lot in my relationship with God and really experienced the closeness of His presence, especially during worship. I had a week in between kids camp, and then I went to the beach. I went to the beach with that same friend. I really liked that girl, and her family, and then another family, and my family. We all went to the beach together for a week, and it was so fun. I made a video about it actually, which is on my channel. Just lots of bonding and getting to know each other and playing in the water, and just the beach is like one of my favorite places to be. It's beautiful. I could live there, at least have a beach house. That'd be pretty sweet. Thank you, July, for being packed full of fun stuff, but get ready to hear about a pretty awesome August. I grew up a lot this month, and not just like literally, because I literally did grow up. I turned 17 this month. Spiritually, I grew up a lot, and really started to actually mature, like in the way that I wanted to at the beginning of the year. Before I get to all that, the fun things that happened, obviously my birthday was so fun. I found out that my sister is having another boy, so I'm going to be an aunt for the third time. Officially got my parents' old car, so now I can drive myself to school and stuff, and just all that fun stuff. Lots of hanging out with my youth group. We did a lot of pool parties and beach trips, and this month I just experienced a lot of emotions, and I kind of experienced like hurt for one of the first times in this way. I learned so much and grew up so much because of it. What God is telling me, has told me, because of this has changed my life, and it's just made me want to live my life this way from here on out. So I'm so thankful to God, and I just pray this continues because it's so awesome, and His Word is just coming alive to me, and it happened because of hurt feelings, but you know, if that needed to happen in order for this to happen, I'm so glad it did. I also started school this month at the end of it, but I'm gonna let September take care of that. Okay, hello. Okay, I've been like sick this whole month, so that's a great way to start the month. So as August kind of mentioned, I officially started school, but the crazy thing about it is I officially started my senior year, and it's been going well. Like, it's different. It's weird being the oldest in the school. My classes are fairly easy. It's just now the pressure's on about, like, you know, what I'm gonna do after school. Like, everybody's pounding me about it, and I'm dying. I had it upside down. What is wrong with me? I am sorry that I'm just an incompetent human being. Oh my gosh. Okay, resume. The feelings and emotions are like so much better this month. God has really broken through, and the one theme that has been constant throughout this month is the idea that He knows, that God knows what I'm going through and cares about every detail of my life. I finished out this journal with September. The last thing I wrote about was September 28th, so I finished this journal, and this month has just been full of lots of youth stuff. I just feel like I'm moving into a new season with youth group, especially with the worship team, and even in my friendships. I have a feeling October comes before November. I have a feeling that October is gonna be a very good month, so let's see what October has for us. My hair is so long. October didn't really feel like it went by really fast. There were some significant things that happened this month. First of all, I'm like so used to being a senior now. Like, senior year is awesome. I've like skipped a few times because I can. I drive myself to school every morning, and when I don't have my car, I feel like a part of me is missing. A really cool thing that happened this month was Influence Conference that my aunt started, and I got to lead worship with my cousin and my uncle. So I got to spend a lot of time with my family that weekend. It was like a whirlwind of a weekend. And then the next weekend after that, we had this outreach at our church called Heaven's Gates and Hell's Flames. It was an amazing experience. So many people came to the altar to give their lives to Jesus after the performance, so that's awesome. And I just saw a lot of things that strengthened my faith, that made me just believe more and trust what I know in my heart is true. And I'm glad Halloween is over, because now the holidays can start. Wow! I hung out with my friends a lot this month. Sort of came to realize that photography is something I'm really passionate about. I did a lot of photo shoots with my friends, took a lot of really cool pictures, and also celebrated a Friendsgiving with my friends, which I have a video on, which is honestly one of the most hilarious videos I've ever made.
69?
What? I'm so sorry. Go. God showed Himself to me in different ways this month, even though there are times when we aren't close to God and we aren't putting Him first, He still finds ways to speak to us. So imagine how much He can speak to you when you are desiring to hear His voice. My grandparents were really sick, And so that was sort of a hard time, but through prayer, they're getting better. Nevertheless, we had Thanksgiving. We didn't have turkey, but that's okay. We had ham instead. But I know that this Christmas season might be a little different too. So, but I'll let December tackle that. Excuse me, sorry, I was just out in the snow because, well, it finally snowed. We had lots of snow before and now after Christmas, so I cannot believe it's already December. Like, where did the year go? This month was obviously just full of lots of festive stuff. Like, I had my piano recital, my last Christmas piano recital. Also, we had our Christmas play we did. It's called I'll Be Home for Christmas. Plus, my last winter concert for choir at school. Christmas, I'd say the best Christmas present I got this year was my third nephew being born a week before Christmas. His name is Theodore Quincy. He's so adorable, and that was definitely the best Christmas present, along with a heated seat warmer for my car. Thanks, Mom. I mean Santa. Thanks, Santa. But yeah, a nice, simple Christmas. It was good. I just found myself towards the end of this month, kind of getting stuck in a rut as far as my relationship with God goes, and just life in general. It was really weird because for a moment it felt like everything was kind of meaningless, and I was like losing the meaning of life, and like everything that I believed in at the beginning of the year was like, felt like it was out the window at the end of the year, which was kind of depressing actually. I've awoken from it, and it's made me realize that I need to go into this new year fresh and wanting something new each and every day, and not falling into mundane patterns of life, and that goes with like my relationship with God and just everyday life. I'm not going to lose my love for life and the wonder that I have for it. I'm going to make each and every day count, because I know that that's how the Lord wants each of us to live. I'm not going to get used to life. It's going to be new every day. This closes out the year 2017 of my life. Now on to the next chapter. I'll see all of you in 2018.